Have you ever had so much on your plate that you didn't even know where to start? Working at a church, many times you can end up working multiple jobs and end up so overwhelmed that you're almost just frozen. I've been there, and it wasn't until I learned the power of prioritization that I was able to finally break out of overwhelm and get it all done. In this video, I'm gonna share exactly how I did it so that you too can break out of overwhelm. My job had changed. I wasn't just the youth pastor anymore. I was the worship leader, tech director, video editor, trying to figure out how to get our church working properly on social media and a lot more. I remember one day in particular, I was so overwhelmed, I just didn't even know where to start. I literally sat in my office for hours, just staring at my computer, completely frozen. Today, I want to share with you 2 key techniques to break out of overwhelm and get moving again. Number 1, focus on one thing, right? Too often, we're staring at our to-do lists or just whatever. We have all these things racing in our mind, and we're like, how am I going to get all of this done? Well, you can't get it all done at once. Stop looking at the big picture for a little bit. Stop looking at everything you have to do and just narrow down, clear your mind of everything but one thing, and just start doing that one thing. And when you finish that, allow yourself to think about something else or look at another item, but you're never gonna get it done if you're staring at everything all at once. That's when we just become frozen, right? We can't move. Our mind is just like, ah! Don't do that. Don't be like, ah! Focus on one thing at a time. Okay, Chris, but how do you know which one thing you should focus on? This is where we unlock the power of prioritization by using what many call the Eisenhower decision matrix. I didn't know it was called that until I did research preparing for this video, but this is where we really look at what our tasks are and we figure out how important they are versus how urgent they are. This is where a lot of the conflict comes because there's things that we need to do that are really, really important, and there's things we need to do that are really, really urgent, and they fall somewhere in the quadrants. The first quadrant we're gonna look at are items that are both important and urgent. These should be your top priority for that day, meaning that's what you need to get done. Everything else can wait. So do those and do them first. Do them right now. That's your top priority. The second quadrant we're gonna look at is items that are important, but not necessarily urgent. And these are problematic because many times these, while they're some of the most important things we should be working on, get cast aside in favor of the urgent. And this is a problem because these are the items, these are the tasks that are most likely to create growth in your ministry, most likely to move the needle. And it's a shame that these often get cast aside, forgotten about, and maybe even never gotten to, which causes our ministry or whatever we're working on to stagnate, and growth can't happen because we're not doing the most important things. To solve this problem, we schedule them. We pull out our calendars, we figure out when we have time to do them, and we put them on our calendars, and we make them a priority for that time. And if you're not using your calendar like that, that's okay, because in my next video, I'm actually gonna talk all about how to manage your to-do list and calendar blocking and what that actually looks like. So look forward to that. The third quadrant we're gonna look at are items that are urgent, but they're not important. These are things that, hey, maybe it has to get done for Sunday morning, but it's not exactly high on your priority list, it just has to get done. Well, if you can, delegate these, right? But I understand many times in ministry, you don't have the luxury of delegating it to someone else. You're probably the person who it was delegated to, right? Like that's what happens. So what do you do? How do you get these done? Well, in that case, you have to schedule these also. I recommend scheduling them during a lower energy part of your day, so you're not using your best brain power for these less important tasks. Use your brain power, your highest energy, for your most important task, and these tasks that you couldn't delegate but are still urgent, schedule it during a lower energy, less brain power part of your day. The final quadrant are tasks that are neither important nor urgent. You might even wonder why they're on your to-do list. Well, they seemed important at one time, but the reality is these are tasks that don't move the needle, they don't grow the ministry, they don't impact lives, and It's just work. And many times, I would call this fake work. It's work that feels like you're doing something, but it actually isn't accomplishing anything. And we all have things like this that end up on our task list, and we need to identify them, delete them, get them out of there. Don't waste your time doing things that don't matter. Get rid of the fake work, focus on what really matters, focus on the important work, make that your priority, and get it done. So if you're overwhelmed, stop, take some time, make a list of everything you need to do, prioritize that list, focus on one thing, and get started right now. The next step in prioritization is moving from a to-do list to calendar blocking, which, luck would have it, I'm going to be talking about in my next video, so be sure to check that out. And if you would like to connect with me, talk about your overwhelm, whatever, you feel free to reach out on Instagram at Chris E. Lewis, and I would love to have the opportunity to connect with you. And hey, if you found value in this video, go ahead and give it a like, and let me know in the comments what is one thing that is causing or has caused you to feel overwhelmed at work. Remember to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video. Did I just wink? That was weird.